So now we will move forward in the play of Pygmalion. Till what we did till yesterday was that we come to know that Lisa or Eliza, whatever, she gets very insulted by Higgins. Okay, Higgins' attitude towards Lisa is very bad. He insults Lisa like anything. Okay, and calling her gutter, calling her a lot of things, calling her dirty, telling her, you know, she's not classy, this, that, whatever. We come to know that both Pickering and Mrs. Pierce is trying to explain Higgins that you need to be kind to her, you need to treat her like another person. Forget her being a girl, but at least she's another person, she's another human being. So it's basically, that's what it is expected, right? Like, treat her like a person. Okay, don't call her gutter and all these things, it's not nice. Okay, and they all try to explain her, saying that it's not right the way you're behaving with her. And you know, he says things like, I'll put you in the dustbin and this and that, and like, he really insults the flower girl. Lisa gets really irritated and he says, listen, like, I am also a person, this is enough that you have already told me, and I'm not going to take any bullshit from you, and this is too much. Okay, you don't want to teach me, it's fine. We also come to know that that this Lisa is actually has a stepmother who is her sixth stepmother, and was thrown her out of the house, and now she's living by her own, trying to earn money, trying to get a job and all these things. So this is what we had covered up in the yesterday's class. Okay, sorry, not in yesterday's class, on a Monday class. Tuesday was a holiday for y'all. So now I will continue continue forward in the play on what exactly is now happening. Lisa. Oh, you are no feeling heart at you. You don't care for nothing but yourself. Here, I've had enough of this. I'm going. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to. So Lisa says, enough is enough. Bus. Okay. So Lisa gets very irritated. She says, bus, huh? Too much you're doing. Too much you're talking. Enough is enough. I have had enough of you. I don't want to stay here. I am going. I don't want to do anything with you. You are full of yourself. मतलब you're too proud of yourself. Okay, તો પોતાનું વિચારેવો છો. And I feel sad કે I came asking for help from a person like you. I don't want to stay here. Enough is enough. Too much you have insulted. Even I have feelings. Even I have emotions. Yeah, come on, yeah. So Lisa gets irritated. Lisa says, enough is enough. I'm going. Okay. Higgins, have some chocolate, Eliza. So Higgins has a chocolate in his hand. Okay, he breaks the chocolate and gives it to Lisa, saying, have a chocolate. Calm down, have a chocolate. Lisa, how do I know what might be in them? I've heard of girls being drugged by the like of you. Higgins whips out his pen knife, cuts the chocolate in two, puts one half into his mouth and bolts it, and offers her the other half. So Lisa says ki, I don't want any chocolate. What if you have drugged the chocolate? Meaning, શું તમે ચોકલેટમાં કંઈક નાખી દીધું હશે તો? યુ નો, રિમેમ્બર નાનપણમાં આપણને આપણા પેરેન્ટ્સ કહેતા, કોઈ ભી અજનબી કાંઈ આપે તો ખાવાનું નહીં, ચોકલેટ આપે તો ખાવાનું નહીં. So this flower girl says, how do I know what is there in the chocolate? What if you have mixed something? What if you have drugged the chocolate? What if you have put some medicine in the chocolate? I don't trust you. So Higgins removes his pen knife. Pen knife એટલે this pocket type of knife that comes, no? ખીચામાં રહી જાય એવી. He removes the knife, cuts the chocolate into two halves, eats one part and gives another part to Lisa, proving that I am also eating the same chocolate, so it is not drugged. Pledge of a good faith, Eliza. Eat one half, you eat the other. So Higgins says that, look, I am coming in peace. I am coming in good faith now. Okay, I am coming in good faith. I want to do something good. So take, this is a sign of peace from my side. I am giving you a chocolate and I am eating a chocolate. Let's forget about whatever has happened. This is a peace thing that we are doing. Okay, Shanti Prastavna types. Lisa, who had disposed the chocolate of being nearly choked by it. I didn't have to eat it, only I'm too ladylike to take it out of the mouth. So Higgins, what Higgins does is he puts the chocolate in Lisa's mouth. Okay, so now Lisa says that okay, it's not nice to remove the chocolate from my mouth, right? So I'm not going to remove the chocolate from my mouth because it looks very bad. Imagine કોકે તમારા મોઢામાં કંઈક નાઈ ખવડાયું હોય તો મોઢામાંથી કાઢી નાખો તો કેટલું ખરાબ લાગે ને. It's not good manners. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to finish this chocolate because you have put it in my mouth. Higgins, listen, Lisa. I think you said you came in a taxi. Well, what if I did? I have been as a good a right to have a taxi as anyone. You have, Eliza, and in future you shall have as many taxis as you want. You shall go up and down the road, down in the taxi every day. Think of that, Eliza. Mrs. Pierce, Mr. Higgins, you're tempting the girl. It's not right. You should think of the future. Higgins, at her age, nonsense. Time enough to think of the future when you haven't have any future to think of. No, Eliza, do this lady does. Think of other people's future, but never thinks of her own. Think of chocolate and taxis, golds and diamonds. So now what happens is that Higgins asks Eliza that you said you came in a taxi. So Lisa says, yes, I came in a taxi. What's the big deal? I had money, I came in a taxi. What's the big deal in that? So Higgins says, imagine, okay, if I teach you good English, if I make you into ladylike, you know, then you will earn more money, you will look like a rich person, then you can afford to get a taxi, then you will be moving in the taxi only, you will not require anything and all. So Mrs. Pierce says that don't give her false hope, don't give her wrong hopes. There is no guarantee. Okay? Even if you teach her how to be ladylike, even if you teach her good manners, even if you teach her style, even if you teach her good English, there is no guarantee that her future will be different than what she is living right now. So Mr. Higgins says that you keep quiet, Eliza, think. Okay, you will have chocolates and diamonds and roses and taxis and everybody will be following you, and just imagine you will be this rich lady. Okay, so Higgins is trying to tempt her એટલે એને લાલચ આપે છે કે તું રે અહીંયા અને હું તને ભણાવીશ and all that. Okay, and I'll make you into ladylike. But being a ladylike does not prove that you are going to become rich. You might have class, you might have good language. That doesn't mean that you are going to become you will become rich, right? That way. Pickering, excuse me, Higgins, but I really must interfere. Mrs. Pierce is quite right. If this girl to put herself in your hands for 6 months for an experiment in teaching, she must understand thoroughly what she is doing. How can she? She is incapable of understanding anything. Besides, do any of us understand what we are doing? If we did, would we ever do it? Pickering, very clever, Higgins, but not sound sense. Miss Doolittle, Lisa, oh, ow, ow. So now what happens is that Pickering is saying it's right. We are involving this girl as a bet. ઓકે, એ લોકોએ શરત લગાડી હતી, એ લોકો એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ કરવાના હતા આ ગર્લ ઉપર કે ભાઈ આ 6 મહિનામાં ઇંગ્લિશ શીખશે કે નહીં, કે 6 મહિનામાં એ લેડી લાઇક બનશે કે નહીં. બટ ઇન ડુઈંગ ધેટ you are actually playing with her future. You are actually playing with her dreams. You are telling her to dream things that may not be true, right? Telling her, oh, you know, once you be a lady, you will have this, you will have that, you will have that. But you are not telling her the reality. Reality is totally different. She is a flower girl. After all, I can work really hard, right? And I can dream about becoming Ambani. Fine. But there is no guarantee I'll become an Ambani even if I study like 50 years of my life. Nothing comes with a guarantee, right? So Higgins says that, look, Pickering tells Higgins that you need to explain that girl what you are going to put her through. Don't give her false hope. Don't give her khoti asha. Tell her what she's going to do. Tell her what is her role. Tell her what is she going to face. So Higgins says she's incapable of understanding. એનામાં કંઈ બુદ્ધિ નથી, એને કંઈ સમજમાં નહીં આવે. Okay, that's what he says. Plus, she doesn't know the language well. So how is she going to understand what Higgins is saying? Okay. No, I don't want no gold and no diamonds. I am a good girl, I am. So Lisa says that I don't want gold, I don't want diamond, I am a good girl. I just want that job in that shop. That's it, okay? That's what Lisa wants. Higgins, you shall remain so, Eliza, under the care of Mrs. Pierce, and you shall marry an officer in guards with a beautiful moustache, the son of Marquis, who will be disinherited him for marrying you, but will be reliant when he sees your beauty and goodness. So Higgins says that you keep quiet. You are going to get gold, you are going to get diamonds, you know, you will be under the care of Mrs. Pierce, and we'll make you look so beautiful, we'll make you look like a lady, and there will be this really, really handsome, rich gentleman who will be like a guard, who will be like a very, very, you know, at a very high post and position. He will have a good job. He will fall in love with you, and everyone in the society will be telling him that it's not right for him to marry this girl, but nevertheless, he will be marrying you, and you both will marry each other. He will be this very, very handsome guy with good mustache and everything. Giving her hopes. અને એમ કહે છે કે યુ નો તારા લગન તું ચિંતા ન કર, તું ખાલી ફ્લાવર ગર્લ નહીં રહે, હવે તારી કેર મિસિસ પિયર્સની અંડર છે, અને તું અહીંયાથી નીકળીશ ને, હું તને ગેરંટી દઉં છું કે તારા પ્રેમમાં એક છોકરો પડશે, એની બહુ અમીર હશે, મોટી મોટી મૂછુંવાળો હશે, અને એની ફેમિલી એને એમ કહેશે કે યુ નો આના પ્રેમમાં નો પડ, પણ એ તારા ખૂબસૂરતીથી એટલો આકર્ષિત થઈ જશે કે તારા પ્રેમમાં પડી જશે અને તારી યારે લગ્ન કરી લેશે. Okay, giving her all these hopes. Pickering, excuse me, Higgins, I must really interfere. Mrs. Put herself into the hands of this experiments. Okay. That's all there to get out of Eliza. No use explaining. As a military man, you ought to know that. Give her orders, that's what she wants. Eliza, you are to live here for next 6 months, learning how to speak beautifully, like a lady in a florist shop. If you are good and do whatever you are told, you shall sleep in a proper bedroom, and have lots to eat and money to buy chocolates and take rides in the taxis. If you are naughty and idle, you will sleep in the back of the kitchen among the black beetles, and walloped by Mrs. Pierce with a broomstick. At the end of 6 months, you shall go to Buckingham Palace in a carriage, beautifully dressed. If the king finds out you are not a lady, you will be taken by the police to the Tower of London, where your head will be cut off as a warning to other presumptuous flower girls. If you are not found out, you shall have present of 7 and 6 pence to start a life with as a lady in a shop. If you refuse this offer, you will be most ungrateful and wicked girl, and the angels will weep for you. Now you are satisfied, Pickering? Can I put more plainly and fairly to Mrs. Pierce? So now what happens is this: everybody keeps telling him that you need to explain the girl what she's going to go through. Tell her what the reality is. Tell her what the actual thing is. So Higgins says that, look, I am going to tell you what exactly is going to happen. He tells the flower girl, you are going to stay with us for 6 months. If you, and I'm going to give you like a military training. I'm going to explain you like a military training. You have to stay with me for 6 months. And in the 6 months, I'm going to train you how to speak beautifully, how to dress up, how to have good manners and everything. If you do really well, you will get a good place to sleep. If you don't do really well, you will sleep in the back of the kitchen. Okay, where there are rats and kidas and insects and all these things are there. You will sleep over there if you are not learning properly. If you follow the orders, if you learn beautifully, if you put in hard work, then I'll let you sleep in the bedroom. I'll give you chocolates. I'll give you money to buy whatever you want. After 6 months, okay, we will give you a carriage. Carriage meaning we'll give you a ghoda gadi, and you will go to Buckingham Palace. That is where the king lives. And over there, you have to behave like a lady and everything. If the king finds out that you are a flower girl and you are not a lady, he will take you to the town and he will give you a फांसी नहीं सजा. Okay, you will have a capital punishment. You will die, and he will make everyone see. Everybody will be surrounded over there, and you will be given फांसी की सजा, and you will die. It will be a symbol for other flower girls not to do this. It will be like a warning for them. If the king does not find out and you come back safe, I will give you 6 penance, okay, and some money I will give you so that you can work in the flower shop. So that is the experiment which the girl is going to be in. So what is the experiment? કે ભાઈ 6 મહિના હું તને ભણાવીશ, તને લેડી લાઈક મેનર્સ શીખડાવીશ, બધું શીખડાવીશ. જો તું સરખી રીતના શીખીશ અને બધા ઓર્ડર્સ ફોલો કરીશ તો તને હું રૂમમાં સુવા દઈશ, મની આપીશ, ચોકલેટ આપીશ, તારે જે જોતું હોય આપીશ. પણ જો તું મારી વાત નહીં માન તો તને હું કિચનના બેકયાર્ડમાં સુવડાવીશ જ્યાં કીડા મકોડા બધા છે. 6 મહિના પૂરા થઈ જાય પછી તારે કિંગના પેલેસમાં જવાનું છે અને લેડી લાઈક બિહેવ કરવાનું છે. જો કિંગને ખબર પડી ગઈ તો એ તને ફાંસીની સજા બધાની સામે આપશે એઝ અ સાઇન કે બીજા ફ્લાવર ગર્લે આવી રીતના કોઈ વાર ન કરવું જોઈએ. જો કિંગને ખબર નહીં પડે તો અમે તને પૈસા આપશું તાકી તું ફ્લાવર શોપની અંદર કામ કરી શક. સો ધીસ ઇઝ ધી એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ which they are going to do. Mrs. Pierce, I think you would better let me speak to the girl properly in private. I don't know what I take charge of her or consent to the arrangement at all. Of course, I know you don't mean her any harm, but when you get what you call an interested in people's accent, you never think or care what happens to them or you. Come with me, Eliza. That's all right. Thank you, Mrs. Pierce. Bundle her off to the bathroom. Lisa, you are a great bully, you are. I won't stay here if I don't like. I won't let anybody wallop me. I never asked to go to Buckingham Palace. I didn't. I was never a trouble with the police. Not me. I am a good girl. So now what happens is that Mrs. Pierce says this is not the way you should be talking to the lady. There is a way to talk to this girl. There is a way to talk to make her understand. She's still a child after all. So I will take her in private and explain her everything. So Higgins says, good, you take her, explain her, give her a bath and bring her back for the studies. So Lisa says, look, I did not come over here as an experiment to do or to go to Buckingham Palace. You know, I never had any issues with police. I am a good girl. So I just want to get a job in that shop. What is this Buckingham Palace nonsense that you have started? Okay. Don't answer back, girl. You don't understand the gentleman. Come with me. So sorry. So Mrs. Pierce says that Mrs. Pierce tells Higgins that you are a good man. Okay, you are a really caring person and whatever. But when it comes to, you know, teaching people language, when it comes to, giving lessons to the people related to language and how it to be spoken, you really don't care how you behave. Okay, so and Higgins and Mrs. Pierce tells Lisa that don't talk back to Higgins. He's a gentleman. You don't need to talk back to him. I will talk. Whatever is there, I will talk to him. Come with me. So he tells Lisa, come with me. Well, what I say, it's right. I won't go near King, not if I am going to have an head off cut. I know what I am letting myself in for. I wouldn't have come here. I always been a good girl. And I never offered to say a word to him. And I don't owe him nothing. And I don't care. I don't put up upon. I have my feelings the same as anyone else. Mrs. Pierce shuts the door. Eliza planes are longer audible. Pickering comes from the earth to the chair and astride. Okay. So now what happens? This girl starts talking. Okay. She says, look, I am not here to go to Buckingham Palace, meet the king. If he finds out, he'll cut my head. I don't want any trouble of that sort. If I knew that all this is going to be a part of plan, I would have never come here to learn the language. I really don't care. Okay, I am a good girl. I am a nice girl. I just want to learn simple English. I just want to learn simple language, and that is what I am asking for. So I don't care. I don't want to go to Buckingham Palace. I don't want to go to king. I want to live. I don't want my head cut off and all that. Okay. So Mrs. Pierce takes the girl out, taking her for a bath. Pickering. Excuse the straight question, Higgins. Are a man of good character where women are concerned? Have you ever met a man of good character where women are concerned? Yes, very frequently. So Pickering is asking Higgins now. Okay, since Lisa is not there, Mrs. Pierce is not there. So it says, are you a man of good character? Do you have good character when it comes to women? So Higgins says कि आज ना जमाना में where will you find a person of good character when it's related to women? Okay. So Pickering says that I have met people who have good characters. Okay. Higgins. Well, I haven't found a moment. I let women make friends with me. She becomes jealous, exacting, suspicious, and damned nauseous. I find that the moment I let myself make friends with women, I become selfish and tyrannical. Women upsets everything. When you let them into your life, you find that women is driving at one thing and you are driving at another. And what that, for example. So now what happens is, Higgins gives an example. Higgins says that with women, it's very different. When you become friends with women, they become very, very possessive about you. Okay, they become suspicious, they doubt you, they have trust issues. Okay, and they get jealous if you talk to somebody else. And women need attention all the time. So that is why I always avoid being friends with women, because all these things are involved with women. Okay, that they get jealous, they get attached too easily, they are very emotional, they start getting shak karwa mande, that's called suspicion. Okay, shak karwa mande and all those things. That is why I keep myself little far away from women, and that is why I have very, very less friends who are women. So, and he says that Higgins says that what we want in life, what men want in life, is something very different than from what women want in life. Pickering. And what, for example? Higgins. Oh Lord knows. I suppose the woman wants to live her own life and the man wants to live his. And each one drags the other onto the wrong track. One wants to go north, the other wants to go south. And the result is that both have to go east, though they both hate the east wind. So here I am confined, old bachelor, and likely to remain so. So Higgins says that, look, men want something else, women want something else in life. Okay, like let's say if man wants north, the women is south. Okay, कि भाई opposite છે एकदम. एक अगर north pole છે तो बीजू south pole છે. અને women will try to drag men into their side, men will try to drag women into their side. Drag એટલે try to pull. So women will try to pull men on their side, men will try to pull women on their side. They both want two different things in life. Okay, and then what happens is that they both end up taking wrong decision and they both end up going east, which is wrong for both of them, which is bad for both of them. And that is why people get unhappy, that is why people are not happy, and that is why I prefer, Higgins says, I prefer to remain single and a bachelor. So Higgins example આપે છે. Higgins એમ કહે છે કે મેન અને વુમનને લાઈફમાં બે અલગ અલગ વસ્તુ જોતી હોય. મેન અગર નોર્થ પોલ છે તો વિમેન સાઉથ પોલ છે. વિમેન જે છે એ મેનને પોતાની સાઈડ ખેંચવાની ટ્રાય કરે, મેન જે છે એ વિમેનને પોતાની સાઈડ ખેંચવાની ટ્રાય કરે, અને બે જણા સાવ ઓપોઝિટ ડાયરેક્શનમાં વયા જાય, અને એને લીધે બેને પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ થાય, and they both are unhappy, and that is the reason why Higgins કહે છે કે હું પોતે સિંગલ છું લાઈફમાં, મેં લગ્ન નથી કરેલા. Pickering. Come Higgins, you know what I mean. If I am to be a business, I shall feel responsible for that girl. I hope it is understand that no advantage is to be taken of her position. So Pickering says that, look, our experiment na hu part chu. I am also a part of this experiment. So that girl, Lisa, is my responsibility. Nothing should happen to her. Okay? Respect her, nothing should happen to her. That's what Pickering says. Higgins, what that thing scared, I assure you. You see, she will be a pupil and teaching would be impossible unless pupils were scared. I taught scores of American millionaires how to speak English. The best looking women in the world, I am seasoned. They might be as well as blocks of wood. I might as well as be a block of wood it's. So Higgins says that, look, with my students, I am very strict. And I also try to scare them. I also try to create some sort of fear in them. And that is why after the course is over, after the lesson is over, they are able to speak beautiful English. I have also made Americans speak a beautiful English. So don't worry, don't get scared. I will teach her properly. She's my responsibility, but I'll be strict with her. Higgins, well, Mrs. Pierce, is it all right? I just wish to trouble you with a word, if I may, Mr. Higgins. Yes, certainly. Come in. Don't burn that, Mrs. Pierce. Keep it. I will keep it as a curiosity. Handle it carefully, sir, please. I had promised her not to burn it, but I had a better way to put it in the oven for a while. Oh, thank you. What will have you say to me? Am I in the way? No, not at all, Mr. Higgins. Will you please be very particular what you say before the girl? Of course, I am always particular about what I say. What do you say this is to me? No, sir, you're not at all particular when you are misled anything or when you get impatient. Now it doesn't matter before me. I'm used to it. But you really must not swear before that girl. Higgins. Leave here. I never swear. I detest the habit. What the devil do you mean? That's what I mean, sir. You swear a great deal too much. I don't mind you danning and blasting and what the devil and where the devil and who the devil. So now what happens that both of them are talking. At that time Mrs. Pierce comes in and Mrs. Pierce tells Mr. Higgins that I want to talk to you. It's something really, really important. It's about the flower girl. So there is flower girl ka hat is there, okay. So Mrs. Pierce says that the girl has requested not to burn her hat. So he says, okay, I'll keep the hat safely, whatever. Mrs. Pierce comes in and tells Higgins that, look, you need to be little patient with that girl. You can't swear at that girl. Swear at that girl એટલે ગાલી ગલોચ ન કરતા એની સામે. She's a student. She's young. She's emotional. You have done that with me. Okay, Mrs. Pierce says કે તમે મારી હારે ગાલી ગલોચ કરી છે, મને ખીજાણા છે and all that. That is okay because I am used to it now. હવે હું ટેવાઈ ગઈ છું. પણ ઈ નથી ટેવાણી. એને હર્ટ ફીલ થાય છે, એને ખરાબ ફીલ થાય છે. તો પ્લીઝ તમે જ્યારે એની હારે વાત કરતા હો ત્યારે તમે ધ્યાન રાખો કે આપ શું બોલવાના છો, કેવી રીતના બોલવાના છો, વોટ આર યુ ગોઈંગ ટુ ટેલ હર. સો એન્ડ મિસિસ પિયર્સ એમ કહે છે કે જ્યારે તમે ઇમ્પેશન્ટ થઈ જાઓ, વેન યુ બીકમ ઇમ્પેશન્ટ એટલે જ્યારે તમારી પેશન્સ તૂટી જાય ત્યારે યુ રિયલી tell very bad things to people and it's not right, especially for the flower girl. So Higgins says that nothing like that. I have never done any such things. Okay, and I don't use bad words at all because it's a very bad habit. So don't worry, I'll not use bad words and I'll be how it is. Okay, and Mrs. Pierce says કે તમે એને ખીજાઓ, તમે એના પર રાડું પાડો, ખીજાઓ, ગમે કરો, પણ પ્લીઝ એને તમે આવી રીતના ખરાબ વર્ડ્સથી ઇન્સલ્ટ ન કરતા. So this is the scene till now that has happened.